This is wild. We're going to be talking about an ESPN survey that did not give Matas Buzelis one vote towards being the Rookie of the Year award winner this year. We're going to be talking about what this means for Matas Buzelis and what this means for the Chicago Bulls. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe. You found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so we are talking about an ESPN survey that has coaches, it has scouts, it has NBA executives, and they are voting on who is going to win the Rookie of the Year award for this season, and also to which rookies might be the most impactful rookie 5 years from now. And so Matas Buzelis did not get a vote towards being the Rookie of the Year award winner this year. And so to start off, I think that this has a lot to do with the Chicago Bulls, and it is a little disrespectful as well. But to start off with the Chicago Bulls, I think the situation that Matas Buzelis is in makes it difficult to go ahead and bet on him probably. I would say that the fact that the Chicago Bulls were unable to move players like Zach Lavine, we didn't find a trade partner for Vooch. It appears that we're going to roll with Lonzo Ball at this point in time. And, I'm not saying that there was necessarily a trade market for him, but if the Chicago Bulls are going to move him, it's not going to be until later on in the season. And so, with that being said, then that means that those players are going to get minutes, and that's obviously going to eat into the time that Matas Buzelis could have gotten to start the season. All right. And so, it's assuming that Matas Buzelis is going to come off the bench, which is more than likely. I don't think that he's going to just necessarily start over a Patrick Williams. That would probably have to take an injury, or it would have to take, his play just not being that good for Matas Buzelis to get a chance there. And so if he gets like over 20 minutes a game, and he gets into the starting lineup, then I'd say he probably has a chance to start working towards that. In fact, Stacey King on his podcast, Give Me the Hot Sauce, he is an announcer that calls the game for the Chicago Bulls. And he was essentially saying he should at least get 20 minutes a game. And with 20 minutes a game coming off the bench, I don't think that that's going to be enough for him to get the Rookie of the Year award. Looking at the players who have done it for the Chicago Bulls in the past, I'm talking about Michael Jordan, Elton Brand, Derrick Rose. They all played major minutes. In fact, Michael Jordan played 38 minutes. Elton Brand played 37 minutes. Derrick Rose played 37 minutes. Games started, I believe Derrick Rose was at 80, Elton Brand 80, and Michael Jordan 82. Coming off the bench already for Matas Buzelis, that suggests that that's probably not going to happen as far as being able to play those amount of games and start those amount of games. And so, that's going to be a tough situation. And I think that it is a little disrespectful because the NBA execs, scouts, coaches, they're probably not even giving Matas Buzelis a chance because they don't think the Chicago Bulls are going to do what is necessary, which is probably pivot right now towards their youth movement and get players out of the way for Matas Buzelis to go out there and do his thing. I think that, they don't believe in the Chicago Bulls doing that, and they're probably questioning, lastly, how good Matas Buzelis is. But I think that he is good. You just have to give him a chance. All right. And so, with that being said, here are the votes, and here's how it really broke down. So they have Zach Edey at number 1. They had Reed Sheppard 2. They had Alex Sarr. Then they had Stephon Castle, Tristan Da Silva, and Rob Dillahan. So I think that each one of those rookies are in a situation where they can make an immediate impact, and really they have a chance at some point to start some games. All right. And so starting with Zach Edey, I think that Zach Edey could be a day one starter for the Grizzlies. I think that he's going to get a lot of opportunities in the pick and roll. He's going to clean up a lot of stuff that Ja Morant misses at the rim. He's also going to block some shots. and he's got the luxury of having teammates like Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, Marcus Smart. Like, that team is pretty good, and he fits, I think, perfectly for a need that they needed. With Reed Sheppard, he is a player that I think is a lot like a Tyler Hero, a lot like a Devin Booker, Jamal Murray. I think that these are players that show flashes at the University of Kentucky, but once you get them out there in the NBA, you see that their game is a lot better, like even better than what was shown in college. And you see that they have a deep offensive bag. And I think because of that and what Reed Sheppard has shown in the summer league and his ability to not just shoot the basketball well, but do other things, then I think that you could probably argue that the Houston Rockets are going to try to get him on the floor as much as possible, even though it's crowded in the backcourt. You know, there's a chance that Houston may go ahead and make a move to create space for him, or their coach is just going to find a way to just simply play him. And I think that that could be the same for Rob Dillingham as well. I think that with Mike Conley Jr., I think that the T-Wolves are going to want to make a decision sooner than later. With Alex Sarr, I think just by default, he's going to be out there playing a lot. I'm not saying that he's going to be super efficient, but he's going to have a chance to really go ahead and stat stuff for the most part. And Tristan da Silva is walking into a situation much like Zach Edey, where he can contribute and he's got great players around him. And I think that that's going to help him look good, too, as far as going for the Rookie of the Year award. I like Tristan da Silva a lot, liked him a lot during the draft process. Would have loved to have him and also Matas Buzelis out there if we were to have gotten 2 picks in the draft. And so, I think that these players are going to be in situations where they could perhaps be more of an impact early than, say, Matas Buzelis, because even if we decide to go ahead and trade Lavine, or there's a market or whatever that looks like, we finally move those players, you have to wonder by the time we do put him into the lineup and play him minutes, is it going to be enough time for him to win this award? And also, too, how are we going to use him? Are we going to use him as a scorer? Is he a facilitator? What is going to happen in his role with the team? And so those are factors going into it. And so now we move to the second part of this particular piece, and they're talking about where these rookies might be 5 years from now. And so I thought this was interesting, and at least they did show Matas Buzelis some love. They have Reed Sheppard out there at number 1 as a player that they think is going to be the most impactful, which I think that that's a pretty good assumption. Then they have Stephon Castle, Donovan Clegan. They see Topic is right there with 2. Then you have Buzelis, you have Bub Carrington, you have Dalton Connect to finish out. And so I think the last 3 players I love, with Dalton Connect, Bub Carrington, and Buzelis. I think that really the common thing between all those players is I think that they are going to be solid starters in the NBA, and I think that they're going to be building block pieces. In fact, I think that when you look at the draft, I think Matas Buzelis, just as a Chicago Bulls fan, is going to be the steal in this particular draft. But I think that he is an identity guy. I think that he is going to be able to come into the Chicago Bulls and create an identity for this team it's really lacking an identity. And when I look at Phil Jackson, I look at Tom Thibodeau, those teams were able to establish an identity, and the Chicago Bulls need that. And I think that that's what Kobe White does for us. I think that's what Ayo does for us. And I think that that is what Matas Buzelis does for us. And I think that Bub Carrington and Dalton Connect can do that. All right. Dalton Connect gets zero respect coming into the league because a lot of people are looking already at Bronny James. And I think that, not a lot of people are paying attention to the fact that he can absolutely shoot the basketball. He defended a lot better than what some people thought he could in his summer league play. 20-9 in his first game out there. And I think that, he's a guy that could be a future piece for the Lakers. And Bub Carrington, he almost had a triple-double in game 1, and he put up numbers throughout the summer league. And there is nobody in his way in Washington that I think is going to really stop him from getting that experience and development that he needs in year one. In fact, he could be a sneaky pick for the Rookie of the Year award. And like I said, with Matas Buzelis, I think he's a foundational piece, a player that is going to help the Chicago Bulls establish an identity. And I think that that is going to help us. I feel like his motor and skills will match up in 5 seasons, but who knows? We'll have to see. But let me know in the comments. I'll turn it over to you, the viewers. Do you think that Matas Buzelis is going to be the Rookie of the Year despite what the coaches and the scouts are saying? Do you feel like he is going to be the best rookie in 5 years despite what the coaches and scouts are saying? And do you feel like, look, the Chicago Bulls have got to seriously move some players as soon as possible so they can get this youth movement started and get these players developed? Let me know what you're thinking. Just want to thank everybody out there for liking, sharing, and watching the videos. I just want to let you know as well that we are trying to reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers, so it means a lot when you guys hit that subscribe button for me, and let you know that 65.7% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed, so continue to dunk on that subscribe button for me. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and even though we really don't know what we're going to do with our talented rookie, Matas Buzelis, I'm still saying go Bulls, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.